As long as it's progress.
Yes, that's what
Oh,
I
it'll be a hell of a lot better than it is. I ain't ashamed to pull up to the driveway no more.
Good, that's a blessing.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you, Mr. Moshe.
Yes, sir.
All right, moving right along. 42, 40, oh, I'm sorry. We are in agreement for 6 months?
Yes.
Rhonda, are you in agreement for 6 months?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Moving right along. 4249 Taft Avenue.
This is a continuation from last year. The garage got condemnation, and we knew we were probably going to be taking the house down also, so instead of doing it in steps, we're going to do it all at one time.
garage and the house.
So this is between,
It's on tap.
I know, but it's between what?
Was that here?
Corner lot.
South Washington.
Yeah.
Oh, I know which one it is. It's that corner lot.
Next door to him is Howard.
Yeah, I know what's that.
They do have a balance of $499.70 for the water.
400 and what?
$499.70.
So that goes against the liens on the house, on the property, excuse me. Is that correct?
Yes. That would, I guess, go with the bar, see what.
Right, but that, I'm sure that goes with the lien on the tearing down of the property and also the cutting of the grass on the property. That's already occurred. Is that correct, Lamar?
We haven't filed the lien for the water portion, but everything else has been filed.
Right. Okay.
And the water was turned off 9/25 of 18.
Okay. So they've owed that money since 18.
Someone's actually been living in there till recent.
Yeah, we didn't know, but yeah.
That's why we don't like dangerous structures. Go ahead, Rhonda, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry, I interrupted. Do we know how much is owed on cutting the grass? How much the city charges every time they cut the grass?
Well, I asked Adam that question a few minutes ago, and he's gonna get Carolyn from here out to give us a report on the dangerous structure houses on how much is in lieu of the grass cutting.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Dugas, that information is available and we'll get it, but we don't have it right now. Carolyn is our girl in the office that does that, so she's got to go back and figure out all the penalties and interest. It's not complicated, but it
Takes a little bit of time.
It takes a little time.
Just maybe we'll get her to start making a file. Be easier on her eventually,
Okay.
since we want this now.
Well, we'll get with her also
Yeah.
ahead of time to,
Sure.
where she'll have plenty of time to get
As
that.
soon as we know that we're going to have a list, I'll give her that list and have her working on it prior to getting here.
Right, okay. And also well, that's okay, I'll ask that question later. So that's 4249
Okay.
Tab, what do we want to do with this place? Paul? There's nobody here?
Have you had any response from the owners or anybody? Have they done anything?
Ms. Chica came in last year for the garage. She didn't speak any English, so she had someone here to help represent. And she made a comment about wanting the house demoed at that time also, because she knows it was such bad condition, but hasn't done anything, hadn't contacted this guy.
She owns it.
No word from them whatsoever since we started the house project.
They're behind $3,400 just about on taxes. So they can't.
Already told you that she wanted it.
Well, she made mention to that back then when we were looking at it.
That's been how
Oh,
long?
I'm sorry. I apologize. She's not behind on taxes.
She's on payment.
She's not behind.
Last payment amount for current taxes. So she's about on payment. Not really. not
That's
that
right, you're
much.
right.
Well, she's a little bit behind. She is on the, no, that's about right. That's about right. Yeah, that's why you.
That's probably what.
Yeah.
I got you. No way.
Right. Somewhere on that other one, yeah.
Right.
That is. When you say that, yeah, that's what's.
That's the last time y'all spoke with the owners. How many have y'all do? That was the only time.
I'm not bilingual, so I couldn't talk to her at all. The person that was talking with her was, I guess, a friend or something, and he was trying to.
That y'all have sent out.
Okay.
She sold the house last year. I'm sorry, she bought.
It's pretty close to, if she's behind, it's not by much.
Sold it to her.
So that's the current tax levy?
Current tax levy.
$2,000 a year?
Yeah, that house, we had valued, they valued on the tax $150,000 plus. You see where it's valued at?
Yeah, I know, I saw that.
So,
But this is, what's the 5906 then?
She said she had pictures.
That's what she pays for month?
probably.
Okay.
We don't need to.
Like you
But
want.
that looks like that.
So that's your monthly payment she gets.
Okay, so
Keep it cash, she said that.
y'all sent letters recently to
Okay.
her and have not heard anything?
Before we get to this point, everybody gets a letter.
You can't sell
And it's not just one, they get a free letter, the first, the second, and the third. This is the roughly third, yeah, this will be the final letter. That's dictates to the.
Exactly.
Half and half. because-
Okay, so, 4249 Taft, what do y'all want, I suggest that we put it on the dangerous structure demo, 30-day demo. Next is 5143 33rd Street. Yeah, that's down there by John.
Right, this is, well, I think it's clearly seen, you can't really tell from this, but the front porch has come, displaced from the house, and it's actually cocked down about a foot or so.
A good 6 or 8 inches for
The
sure.
only thing that's hanging on is just leaning up against the house, and most of the side of the house, if you can see the tarp, it all looks like this from.
Where that ladder's at is completely caved in.
Right.
So have no contact?
Well, we spoke to the owner's daughter a while back, but not since,
He was living in this up until last year.
She sent you, did you send them, they got their letter and all
Got the
that?
letters, Don had made contact with the daughter, and they said they were gonna get him out of there as soon as possible.
soon as
And
possible.
recently they have.
Oh, get him out of there as soon as possible?
He was living there.
So no longer lives in the structure.
Nothing now, no.
Utilities on it?
No, sir. Not, I mean,
I don't know, they might.
the gas was,
If the water's on.
When y'all hang an orange tag with non-livable, we can't automatically have the utilities turned off?
It's difficult to do with electricity. The water's not a problem. Normally, the water's already turned off anyways, and the gas typically turns theirs off because of non-pay. But energy has been a big thorn in our side about getting to turn it off. So that's an issue.
both energy and gas will not turn it on unless the one who has the account either requests it, or like we come to this combination and we tell them, hey, it's confident, it's condemned, we're taking it down, we need the utilities cut off.
That, yeah, that's been going on for several years, by the way. Okay, 5143 33rd. What's the recommendation from the,
Recommend we tear it down.
okay.
I agree.
I agree. Rhonda?
Yes, sir, I agree.
Okay, 30-day demo. Next house is 5419
19,
Whitaker.
and the owner is here.
Bob, Mr. Bob?
Ms. Buck? Yeah. Yes, sir.
I agree that it needs to be torn down. The problem with it is, right now, it's a warehouse or a storeroom. And I realize you don't want to hear that. But we have been selling the stuff that's in the house and trying to get everything out of it we want so we can tear it down. Only, I don't know what happened when we first started listing stuff. We couldn't list it fast enough. It was literally walking out of there. And in the last 3 months, we haven't gotten an offer on anything that we have put out. And I need more than 30 days to get it cleaned out. I have no place to put what's there. I cannot afford a store off.
Are you currently adding stuff to the inside of it?
Oh, God, no,
Okay.
How
no.
long,
We lived in that house for probably, I don't know, 35 or 40 years, maybe 45 years. And you don't realize how much stuff you accumulate until you move. And when you move, it's unreal.
How long has it been vacant?
15?
About 4 years.
I thought it'd been vacant longer than that.
But
How long would you need to give you time to,
And one
I'd like to, I don't plan on using all this time, but I would like to have a year.
oh,
But like I said, we're trying to get everything out of it. What happened was we sold a building on 39th Street, and that building was 50 feet wide and 100 feet deep. And that pretty much filled up my store all in the backyard. Plus some space in the house that I'm not using. But we didn't move it in here because we knew that this was going to be torn down. It's just
How
trying to get rid of
dangerous a
that.
structure is this?
Ma'am?
It's uninhabitable right now. It's, the flooring and parts of it, as I don't know if you can see this one picture to the right, that's the front right in this area. There's a door there, and there's another door here. And then the back, the roof.
No, nothing wrong with the roof. The
Yes,
roof's
sir,
less
the
than
roof-
4 years old.
The roof is old and leaking, yes, sir.
Do what?
The roof is old and leaking,
The
yes, sir.
roof's not leaking.
Uh-huh.
We need to walk through that house.
Well,
That roof's 4 or 5 years old.
okay, if you say so. It looks older than that. I don't know, just because the trees are laying up against it. Unfortunately, we can't show you all the pictures that we have to show the facial boards and things that are just, that look similar to this, where there's actually penetrations to the house itself.
I can keep Don upgraded on what progress we're making on it.
Well, there's been absolutely no progress as far as the structure itself.
No.
We're just using it for warehouse.
We've gotten rid of some of the stuff that's in it.
Yeah, that's no improvement to the property or to the home at all. It's just warehouse right now.
Right.
So there's no
Can we give it
progress.
6 months and look at it again?
It's what, he admitted that it needs to be taken down. It just depends on how much time y'all want to give him to keep this as a warehouse.
Bob, could it be that we'll give you 3 months, you assess it, and if,
Can we stretch it to 6, Paul? Because I haven't been getting any interest in what we've been selling. And we've stepped up what we're doing to get rid of that stuff.
well, maybe you need to move it to sell it somewhere else. Maybe them people,
It's not a condition.
To people to walk in.
Anything that's in there is prone to whatever happens when you're in a house and your stuff is there.
Is there any utilities on?
I don't think so,
is
no.
there any utilities?
I didn't hear you, Don, I'm
Is
sorry.
there any utilities on?
Oh, no utilities.
So you're growing mold in there right now?
Yeah.
And dust and
I,
creatures forming. Now, I can't remember, did you put a patch on this?
Yeah, there's a piece of plywood on
Piece
it.
of plywood.
Southeast Texas for more than 2 months without.
right, exactly.
This comes from over.
My suggestion is 90 days. If I got anybody following me on that one. 90 days to get it cleaned out so it can be ready for demolition. That's my suggestion.
if we're given the 90 days, then
See how
it
close
can
it
be,
is?
it can be assessed. And then if there's 2 too much in there, then
It'll get lost with the
It's
difference.
full right now, is that right, Don? Y'all looked in?
It's pretty, it's,
So they can judge it in 90 days and we'll make it, if we have to come back to the codes hearing, we can.
can we do that? That gives them some time to try to make some efforts to,
Okay, Don, how about setting up an appointment with me? And we can go through the house and I can show you what we've got and where we stand. And that'll put you and I on the same page.
okay,
that way in 90 days, when you
my
make
problem,
an assessment.
my problem is I have to ask him.
Okay, you
Going into
can,
places like this is kind of tough, so it'll be Mr. Adam that probably goes into this place. I can go in, but.
can we see it from the front door?
I can't stay long.
I understand, I don't want you to go in at all.
No, the door is boarded up. I had to put,
Well, how you gonna get inside?
we're gonna go through the back door.
Well, I just asked if there was a way in.
Yes,
Oh, I thought you said.
Can you open the door and take pictures from the door?
yes, we can.
You ain't.
That's the extent, we're not going in the property. It's too dangerous to go in. That's my suggestion, excuse me.
Yeah, she reminded me.
I'm gonna say 90 days, Paul.
I've got a contract.
It's 90 days.
to rebuild it.
For him to
90
assess.
days to be reassessed, and at that point, if it hasn't changed, we tear it down.
Okay.
Okay.
Rhonda,
Right.
90 days reassessment,
Agree.
you agree? Mark? I agree.
I agree.
90 days, reassess.
Adam, since you're younger, can you come out and we'll go through it?
Not a problem.
Okay. Give me a day's notice, please, sir.
We have his number, we have his contact number, correct?
Thank you, sir. Next house is 6141 25th Street.
They do have a water balance of $466.64. Final water was $6,419. Last time they had water.
6419.
This house is also on the ground. The termites are pretty much into the walls, all the way around the structure. There's been no contact from the owner. I spoke to somebody probably about a year ago when we first tagged it, and they had some questions why I tagged it and whatnot, and the reason, and they agreed, but nothing has been done to the home.
Was anybody living in it at that time?
No, no one was living there.
Okay. And still nobody lived. What's in the water bill's out, so I know he ain't had water since 6/4/19. That's what you just said?
Yes, sir.
And this is where? At 25th Street.
Just right off of Main, blocks off of Main on 20.
Towards Twin City?
No, towards 366.
It's in
I mean, yeah, towards.
In between the feeder?
It's in between the feeder and Main Avenue.
Okay.
Right hand side of it coming from the highway.
Yeah, I know where it's at now. I recognize
That's
it.
right.
Okay, I recommend we put this on the dangerous structure removal list of 30 days. Anybody else?
Agree.
Agreed.
Great.
All right, next house. Next residence is 6310 Val.
Now, this is a house on a foundation, and it's a brick home all the way around.
Really nice lot too.
Yes, really, it's a double nice lot. It's a double lot.
It is a double nice lot.
Because it's a double lot.
The house,
Back
the
to my
roof
grandma's.
is leaking, as the ceilings have come down. We've only looked from the outside. And as you can tell by the overhang, the eaves and the facial bones, things like that. all
There's been people entering this property also.
From the patio.
There's a
We
patio
have a
door
truck,
been
we have a
kicked
truck
in,
trolley over there.
and
That's great.
it's pretty trashed on the inside.
Structurally sound?
The foundation is good, a
Yeah, I mean,
portion of the bricks is all good, it's just everything.
Probably fixed.
I'm sorry.
So it probably could be fixed.
New roof and shade rock?
The roof, it could be, this could be fixed, but the roof has been leaking, so they'd have to do.
At the gut.
You hadn't talked to the owners.
It's two different owners. They're still married, but they're separated.
That's right.
The wife lived here, and the gentleman lived further down the street, almost Cleveland, same street.
What was his name, you remember?
David, the Jeffries.
It's Jeffrey.
That's it.
Clear in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, grew up with them.
And he basically moved out because she was kind of, I guess, hoarding in the house, and he couldn't handle it. That's what the container's for. She said that she was going to start putting all her stuff in there, and he was going to gut the house and help her out. It never got done.
Everybody live in it right now.
And what did the letter come back? Did they acknowledge it?
It's been vacant for a while.
Yeah, David signed it.
David did sign it?
At least a year, maybe longer.
He,
When's the last water?
19.
12/05/19.
I visited the house a few years ago, and the lady was still there. When she opened the door, the ceiling tiles that were like this were all falling down, and insulation from the attic was coming down. And she said that they were going to get ready to fix that. That's why the container was there.
Okay, they've both been notified
Right, and spoken to him.
and spoken to.
Well, I never-
I recommend,
I never spoke to the wife at all.
you spoke to David though, he's
Only
a,
to him.
okay. I recommend a 30-day demo.
I agree.
I agree.
Rhonda,
I agree. Yes, sir, I agree.
thank you. Next site is 6415 Verde.
Mr. David Smith is the guy, or is that Joel?
Should have
Yes.
his name in there.
Yes.
It's on the paper.
Yeah, David Smith. Is the new owner, just recently purchased it from the Moes.
Did you get a scope of work from him?
No, I'm sorry, this house has already been, the